Hi guys, and welcome to Unity tutorial of Maze Game. So let me show you guys how this works. I've already set the winning score to 3, so I'm going to click on that. All I need to do is to collect those collectibles. We have 1, 2, and let's come here and just grab any one of the collectibles. There we go. Let's grab that one out of the way. There we go. You see the sign there that says you win. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Unity development environment, and we'll put one of these together. So let's do that now, guys. Hi, and welcome to Unity tutorial of a maze game system. So let's start by adding, I'm going to add a plane. Let's come in here, and I've changed the size of that plane to about 30, 1 by 30. There we go. Now I'm going to add some resources. So let's say I need some bricks, okay, and I also need the maze. I have something like that here. I need those bricks, and this very one, just grab it and drag them in here. Okay, there we go. There. Now I need this to be, so what I'm going to do is, you see this very maze, okay, I'm just going to dump it right there. That's from one of my old games in a game maker. So let's go to the top so that you guys can see it. There we go. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is right click in here, and I am going to grab the cube, and this very cube, I'm going to change the appearance of that very cube. That is it right there. You might not be able to see it. Let's come back in here, just bring it in, bring the cube back where it was, and that cube, I'm going to make it 2 by 2 by 2 for now, and let's change that to free view. Right, that's my cube there. Okay, that is fine. I can see the cube. I'm going to bring the cube here, and I want to increase the size to about 20. That's not enough. Let's go for maybe about 80. Yeah, there we go. There. Let's just increase that to about 4 as well. Okay, I'm going to do something before I go any further. Let's even say it's about 8. I'm going to come in here, right click, and let's grab material, and this very material, I'm going to put it right in there. So first thing first, just going to call it brick. That's brick number 3 then. Okay, let's just call it brick. That's it. And right here inside the albedo, click on that and select this very brick, and that should do it there. So grab that very material and drop it right inside on my, yeah, there we go. So let's see now. Let's grab the game and just put it there. Okay, that's how it's looking. I still don't like the way it looks. Let's make that one 90 degrees so that I can see what I'm doing. Okay, alright, so I will come straight here where the tiles, let's change the tiles on that very material. Come back in here. Where's the material? There we go. Maybe I should make this about 24. Alright, looking like it's taking shape. Yeah. Alright, that's good. Okay, that's good. That's much better. Okay, so I can now copy and paste this. I can change it to 0 now, and there we go. So let's just drag it there. Now Control D, copy that and bring it right here. There we go. I'm going to repeat the same thing here. Control D again, At the end of the day, I'm just going to get rid of this very background that I have in there, and Control D somewhere here, bring that here and here as well. Control D here. There we go. Okay, let's see. We still have some. Okay, Control D. Yes, speed. I may have to speed that up now. Right. Two more. Then I will just increase the size. There we go. Nice. Okay, all I just need to do is just to increase the size of each of the components, and I will get back to you guys once I get that done. Okay guys, and that is how the environment is looking now. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I need to get rid of that background, but before that, let's do one thing. See these bricks here, let's change that to something like 4 by maybe 16. There we go, look at that. Yeah, I think I like it. And the background itself, let's run it first though. This is how it all looks. So I need to add something like maybe a ball or first person so that we can move around. So let's end it, and now select the background. But before that, I need to add something to the background. Okay, I'm going to right click. Let's add material, and this very material I want you to inherit the brick 2. So I'm just going to call that brick 2. There, this very brick there. So I'm going to go right in here and just select brick 2. That's it. Brick 2 right in there. So select the panel, and let's come right here. Where's the material? There we go. Click on that. I want to get rid of this, the maze in there. Click on the maze and click on that to me. That is the maze. I'm going to replace the maze with my brick 2. There we go. So let's come there, and there we go. That's how it's looking now. Okay, that's much better. Maybe we can even increase the size of this panel. Let's see if maybe if I make it 400. Let's see. Yeah, kind of like expand out. It's 40. Okay, and we can add some trees around it or something, just to jazz it up a little bit. And alright, that's not too bad, but we need to be able to move around. Okay, let's end that. I'm now going to add, let's right click and grab a standard asset. Okay, let's go to import and let's customize package inside my asset. Right here, I think I have something to do with standard asset. There we go. There. And I'm going to import that now straight in here. I actually need the environment. I need environment and character. So let's grab character first. There we go. And there we go. But I do have 2 scripts here that would normally give an error. One of them is called force reset. I'm going to uncheck that. I don't want that. And the other one is simple mouse. There we go. The simple activator menu. And let's click on import. And it's now been imported. Let's see. Okay, done with the standard asset. I have my character and I have environment in there. So let's double click on the character. I'm going to grab a ball. That's the ball. So I think it's right here. I believe that is it. Let's go back into the character. Ball, prefab, and there we go. I prefer the prefab. And now I'm going to dump it somewhere there. Okay, let's increase the size to something we can see. We'll make it 8 by 8. I think we can see that. Let's move in a little bit. Okay, that's not too bad. And let's see, the speed on it is, move power is about 5. That would be very slow. So I'm going to make it about 20. Let's make it 20 and see, then I'm run it. Then we take it from there. I think I need to change this ground the way it looks. You see what I'm talking about? It's a bit very slow. So, and I will also get the camera to follow it about. Unlike first person, the camera sort of like follow the first person. So that's the ball. So what I want the ball to do is use the ball to pick up some object there that I will call collectibles. And even that speed seems a little bit slow. Make that about 30. Now for my plane here, let's go back in here. Now I'm going to kind of like tidy up a little bit. You see this 1, 2, just drag them and drop them in there. As for this second one, that was the material that is on my panel there, so let's change that first. Let's come in here and I'm going to make that maybe the tile, make it 4 by 4. Okay, that looks a bit neater, yeah, and a bit clearer. Okay, yeah, I'm going to settle for that. Now drag it, drop it in there. So let's create another folder that I will call bricks. Just drag all the bricks in here with an S and drag the 3, the 1, 2 and 3, dump them in there. Alright, that looks a little bit neater. Great, the next thing I will do is I'm going to make the camera to follow this ball around. So the only way I will achieve that is, let's come in here and just attach. Main camera is selected, click on add, and I'm going to name that camera follows, which I already think I've used that before, so I might as well just settle for it. Select new script, and that's the name. Click on create and add. There we go. And that is my camera follows. Click on the camera follows. Let's see, there's nothing I need, so click on open. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, first of all, I'm going to declare 2 variables. One is going to be local and the other one is going to be public. The public one will be for the game object. So let's start by saying public game object. There. And this game object, I'm just going to give it a name. Let's call it, I'm going to call the game object competitor. There we go. And enter semicolon there. Now let's create a private variable, and this private variable will be used for vector 3 because of the x, y and z axis there. And this vector 3, I'm going to call it balance there. Now what I want to do is I want the balance to store the difference between the competitor and the camera itself. So let's grab balance here, paste balance inside start, and I'm going to say balance equals transform dot position, which is the position of the camera. We then minus that from competitor, that is meant to be the ball. I think I'm going to change the name of the ball to competitor. Dot transform dot position dot position, and enter semicolon there. Now what we then want to do is we want to use update here, but instead I'm going to advise you guys to use late update. You can read more about late update, just highlight and press F1. You'll be able to understand what late update is all about. When the camera is actually following you around, it records you after the action. So that is more or less like late updates. So I'm going to now say transform dot position equals competitor here plus the balance. So that will give us the exact location of the ball itself, and you can call the player or the competitor. So let's grab that. I'm gonna use that for the ball. So let's save that and go back to Unity. Okay, back in Unity. There we go. That is the roller ball. The roller ball, I'm thinking of changing it to competitor, or just enter in the roller ball competitor there, so that you guys should know I'm talking about the ball. The roller ball is the competitor, right? Seems to be a long name, but that's okay. All right, that's the roller ball. Okay, now I'm going to now select the camera. In here we want to, that is a competitor, so the variable competitor, we have to add it, rollerball competitor, drag it and drop it right in there. So which means wherever the ball goes, the camera follows. So let's run it and see how that's going to look like. There we go, guys. Now let's try out the ball. Let's see, there we go. Look at that. But it's a little bit still slow. I may have to increase the speed. It's already 30, I believe. That would have been good enough. And that is the camera following the competitor around. Let's see. Go in there. And yeah, come back here. Okay, that's fine. So what I'm going to do now is let's add some collectibles, something that you can use this ball to collect. And like I said, I'm just going to add some trees around as well to make it, just to give it a bit of life. There, guys, look at that. I love it. Okay, now stop it. Okay, the next thing I want to do now is I'm going to come in here. You see, the whole thing looks a little bit messy. Might as well just right click or come up here to the hierarchy, click on create an empty game object. That's my empty game object in there. So I'm just going to call that walls. Alright, select every single component in here, all the cubes, and just drag it straight in that. Okay, game object called walls, and that's it. Yeah, that looks a bit neater. Okay, now we then need to add another one. This would be my collectibles, so I might as well just create another one and just call it collectibles. Alright, collectibles is created. Now inside collectible, right click and let's add a cube. Go to 3D. There, I've added a cube in there. That's the cube there. Let's place the cube here. And I'm going to change the size of that cube to about 8 by 8 by 8 as well. Yeah, it looks a bit huge, but that's alright. Can't see it properly. And there. Okay, what I'm going to do is let's change the angle of that cube to 50 by 50 by 50. There we go. And here that'll be 50 as well. There. Move it up a little bit. Now that very cube, we can just call it collect, something like that. Yeah, collect, that will be fine. Yeah, cube collect. Now while cube collect is selected, let's enter just one single line of code to make that code, to make the cube actually spin around. Collect cube there, come in here, and just call it roll. Yeah, roll cube. Yeah, roll cube, that's fine. There, and select script for it. Let's click on create. Okay, that is my script for roll cube. So let's just select it and open it up. And right here, I'm going to get rid of this and just use the update there. Okay, to get my cube rotating, so what I'm going to do in this, I'm going to say transform dot rotate and we're going to have to use new vector. Let's say you see you've already been told right there that is a vector 3, and this vector 3, because I want you to roll at the 3 angles, so I'm going to say let's say 50 comma 50 by 50, and let's just say multiply that by time dot delta, so that it will now be spinning all over the place. Without the time dot delta, it will be spinning all over the place. So let's save that and run it, then see what we've done so far. Come right here and just click. There we go. So that is it right there. So let's run. I think this seems to be, yeah, it's a bit too large. I may have to reduce the size of it. That is the ball coming in now. There we go. That's it. I think we should reduce the size of these very collectibles to maybe about, let's go for 5 by 5 by 5. And now let's see. Come back. Yeah, that's not too bad now. Okay. There. Alright. One more thing that I'm going to do is maybe I should just right click and add color to that very collectible where it's material. Now I'm going to just make that maybe yellow. There we go, that's yellow there, and let's select the collectible, drag that straight into it. We've changed the color to something golden or yellow, whatever, that's fine. Okay, so we've got that in place. Now you see this very one, I'm going to attach a tag to it. Okay, the collectible itself. So let's come in here, see where we have tag, click on that, and right here I'm going to click on add tag there. And to add a tag, I'm going to come in here. So the whole idea is for the tag so that we can use that to compare, okay, to find out who exactly we are collecting. We don't want to be collecting the wall or collecting the plane itself or the ground. So let's come in here. I'm just going to call that collect item. There. You see the collect item, the spelling must be the same, so why we're using that anyway. So I'm going to come in here, click on save, and that is it. So let's select the ball now. We can then come right here where we have the tag and just add collect item there. So a tag is now assigned to it, denoting that you are the one to be collected, not the other components around. Okay, now let's write a single line, another line of code. That very line of code, I'm going to attach it to the ball. Okay, now click on that and let's just enter collector. Okay, collector is fine, and select my script and come right down and select, let's say the script is selected, click on add, and that is the collector. Now double click on the collector itself. Okay, open up my collector script right there. Okay, I won't be using any of these, so let's get rid of the comment. I'm going to use, yeah, I'll be using start method, so get rid of it with a collector. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use what is known as on trigger. So let's get rid of that and just say void on trigger, enter. That is it. On trigger, enter order. Okay, it's the order that we're dealing with. So let's use an if statement to validate who is the order object. So we'll say if order dot game object dot, let it compare this time around, compare the tag. If you guys can still recall the tag that I added, I call it collect item. That's what I called it, and it's very important to get the name right. Okay, collect item. If it's collect item, what we want the system to do is we want the order item dot game object. Let's set active, and we're gonna make that false, and that should get rid of the game object itself, and that's all there is to it. It has to be collect item or collector's item. I called it collect item. So let's go in my system and check out collect item. Let's see, select that and make sure the spelling is correct. That is it right there, collect item. And that very collect item, the collector itself should be attached to the ball, the collector, the role collector. Okay, save that, make sure it's saved, and minimize that. Come right in here, roller ball collector. Let's see now, select roller ball collector, and that is the script. It is attached to it, and it should be able to collect any of these. We have to make sure the ball, where we have box, let's drop that down, and is triggered. I have to make sure that is checked of the box itself, the item to be collected. So let's run it and see what the rollable collector will come up with. Now run. Let's see. There we go. It's working. That's good. Now that is working, all they need to do is, you see this very collector, I'm now going to drag it and convert it to a prefab. So drag, drop it right here. It's now a prefab that I can just populate around anywhere I want. Move this, let's move it right in there. So we have a prefab in there. We can add one more collector here, one more item to be collected, and we just add it all over. So we grab one here, there. Now I'm just gonna add it around, and the ball can just go around looking for these items to be collected. There we go. Alright, let's see how many we have. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so I'm just gonna look. I'm gonna add more here, but I'll just use those 6 alone so that we can end this project now. Alright, that's fine. Alright, so let's run it and collect 1 or 2 there now. We take it from there. Alright, so let's try it around now. There we go. Here goes the ball. 1 item down, 2 down. Let's grab the other one here. There we go. Let's come out of it and collect the other ones, maybe the ones over there. There. And that is it. So what I'm going to do now is I want to be able to add a counter there that we actually count how many items are being collected, and also if I have a winner. Okay, if I finish collecting it all, I need something to tell me, well, you've won the game. Alright, so let's do that now. Let's come in here, end that. And what I'm going to do is let's open up my collector here, the script called collector. Double click on that, and what we want to do first of all Oh, let's go back in here. First of all, let's add a UI. So right here, okay, right click and just select UI right here. Let me bring it up so that you guys can see it. No, do it here. Okay, create a UI. There we go. That's it. It's coming up now. Now we have a text box there, and I'm just going to call it, let's call that collect. Yeah, collect item. Collect items. Okay. Well, let's say collect boxes. Collect boxes. Yeah. There, that's the name. Okay. Now the UI is there somewhere here. Let's look for it. I can't see it though. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in here. Let's increase the font to about, let's say 22. Okay, it's coming up. That's it right there. Now let's change the color. I'm going to change it to something very bright so that we can see what we're doing. Yeah, I'm going to change it to yellow. Okay, that's fine. I should be able to see that. Yeah, that's it over there. Now I can see it. Okay, and I can see it up here as well. So the other thing is, let's change it to bold. And what else? I think that's fine. Let's select this to get it centered. Now I want it right up here at the top left hand corner there. Make sure this is selected and click on this and press Shift Alt or Alt Shift so that we can get it there. Let's do that again. Okay, let's do that again. I'm gonna hold on to my Shift and Alt and just click up there. There we go. That's it. So this very one, let's change the text on it to, the name is collector, so I'm going to change it to collected box. Collected boxes. There we go. Alright, maybe we need to reduce it. I think we need to increase the width. Let's come here and maybe make that 200. Right, so that's fine. Collected boxes should appear. Then the other thing is, I might as well just create another one. Right click on it and just call that winner. Let's see, duplicate, and here I'm going to change that to winner. That is the name of that. Copy that and just come there, and let's scroll right down. The text content on it, I'm going to change it to you won. Yeah, something like that. Or you win. You won. Yeah, you won. That's fine. Let's say you win. There. Okay. Now, your win is right there. Let's take care of your win. Select that and hold on to your Shift and Alt key and let's just click. There we go. We click the right one here. Okay, that's it. Alright, those two are taken care of. Now I'm going to go straight into the script. So let's go back in here, the collector script. Inside this collector script, I then named using Unity Engine .ui. We need that so that we can take care of our program. UI there. So first of all, I'm going to create a variable here. That variable is going to be a private variable that will take care of the counts. Private int, we called out counter. That will count how many collections we have. And the other one I'm going to take care of is going to be a public. It's a public text. Let's call that. That's just going to be a text that will display. can say display text, something like that. Display text there. And the other one is going to be winning text, so let's say public. I'm going to call that winning text. One word there. Okay, now you see my very first variable here, the counter has nothing in it, so we need to initialize it with at least a value. So in the first place, I'm going to say we've initialized it. Once the program starts, it's been initialized as nothing. And the other item that I would like to initialize is this one that will display the text. So come right here. So I'm just going to paste that in there and say dot text equals, there we go, there. Alright, so that's taken care of. The other thing we now want to do is I'm going to go straight into the on trigger. The whole idea is once an item is collected, I want it to be incremented by 1. So to achieve that, what we need to do is, let's say, okay, right here, what I'm going to then do is I'm just going to grab my counter here, this very counter, and right inside the if statements, I'm going to enter as follows. So let's say counter equals counter plus 1. So anytime we collect an item, that's what will happen. It's going to increment by 1. If you look at the start here, it is 0. So once an item is collected, it's incremented by 1. Okay, now let's add just one last few lines of code. I'm going to call that void display text. Okay, or we can just say void set display text there, and let's enter. Okay, curly braces in there, and what I'm going to do is, you see this text that I have up there, display text, grab that, come right down here, and I'm going to enter display text in there. Dot text, I want you to display as follows. So equals display the text or display item. Okay, item, items that is being collected. Alright, and here I'm now going to add my counter. I want the counter to be displayed. Okay, display item or display number. Okay, item will be display 1, 2, 3. So let's say count dot text converts to text, enter parentheses, and there we go. So display items. Okay, display items. Okay, that's fine. I'm just going to leave it like that. Alright, so what I will then do is I'm going to use an if statement to check how many items are collected. So I'm going to grab this counter using an if statement. If, let's say, item equals, let's go for 4. I have more than 4 anyway because I'm slow in running the program, so I'm just going to enter maybe just, let's say 3, and there. We just want our text just to pop out and say you won. So that's the winning text. But this time around, pop out and say you are the winner. There. So in there, I'm just going to enter you wins. There we go. Or you win. There. That's all. Okay, and that's it, guys. But one thing is, let's call this very function and the start button, start function here. Okay, and we also call the same function inside is triggered right here. Paste that in there. Make sure it's saved. Click on save. There. Alright, and that will be all with the lines of codes. So have a good look at it. Okay, I'm going to save it now and just, okay, let's select the rollerball collector, and right in there you see where we have text display. We grab our UI collect box and drop it right in there. Then the winning text as well, grab that and just drop that right in there, and that is all. Okay, I believe it's all done. So I'm going to save this. Let's save it. Before I go any further, I'm just going to call it maze. There, save. Okay, let's run. Click on run. Alright, so decision time. Let's see if we're able to collect one. There we have one. Look up there, two. I only set my target for 3 though, so when I get to 3, I should get a sign that says you win. So let's see if we can collect the third one. There we go. Look at the sign that says I won. That's it. That is good. So close that. And now I remember saying I want to add some trees, so it's all fine now. So let's go to our standard assets. I think we do have some trees somewhere inside the environment. There's a speed tree there. Grab that and just dump one. Yeah. Whoa, that's huge. Dump another one somewhere. So I'm just gonna populate those trees around a little bit to give it a bit of life. And now then, get back to you guys. Okay, I've added all my trees in place. So let's just run it and see how that's gonna look like now. Click on run. There we go, guys. So that's with a bit of life. There we go. Yeah, that's it. We have 1, 2. And let's go to the other side. And we can grab 3 if we want. Let's keep going. Grab that very one there. There. And that is it, guys. Okay, one more thing. Let's just change the sky. So I'm going to add skybox to it. So I'm going to go straight into the windows. Right here where we have rendering, let's select lighting. And I'm going to select environment. And right here, I'm going to select one of these skybox. Yeah, that will do. Yeah, that's fine. There. And close that. And just for your information, to get your skybox, you can always go to package manager and just type in skybox. Okay, so I'm going to close that, but let's run it now. Run. And there we go. Or you can always get your skybox from the asset store, and that is it. I got it from an asset store called All Sky Free. There. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed. I know it's a little bit long, but it's alright. There, you wins. Bye for now.